Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So today I'll be choosing my May TBR using my handy dandy TBR jar or TBR tub, but I feel like TBR jar still flows much better than TBR tub, but I've always got my cute little piggy friend to help me choose. Now that I'm out of school, I have a lot more time to read and I'm planning to do a lot more reading, so I'll get to choose a lot more books. And I'm also not going to include any books I'm currently reading in this TBR because I feel like the fun of it is to pick the books you will start in like the coming month. So this is just going to be all books I haven't started yet or just haven't read before, none of my current reads. That way we have like more options and I don't just completely run out of things to read. Not that I ever could or would, but you get what I mean. I think we'll do maybe like 6. That might be too much, but I just want to give myself a broad range. And yeah, maybe we'll do like one bonus just for fun. So let's get started. Oh, as soon as I start shaking it, one pops out. I think that should be a sign. Random number generator picks. Okay, I guess I could count like the number of books I haven't read on my shelves and then do a random number generator through that. So I think since I have multiple series, I think I'll just do the next book in that series instead of like all of them. That way I don't accidentally get a like third book in a series chosen and then I have to redo the entire thing. I just counted and there are about 48 books that are eligible for this. So let's plug it in to a number generator. Okay, I think I'm gonna click it like 3 times and then hopefully that gives us a good answer. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. 47. Okay, I think that was on this shelf. So the book was Lore by Alexandra Bracken, and I've read her other series, The Darkest Minds, like back in middle school, and I really enjoyed it. And then I know she's been putting out more like young adult books, like whether it be standalone or duology or something. And I'm pretty sure this is a standalone, and it's basically like Greek mythology Hunger Games is all I know about it. But I think it'll be really interesting. I've always been intrigued by it, and it's also got this like beautiful art on the cover. So yeah, this will be our first pick. I'm very excited about this. Alright, time for book 2. I'm kind of hoping I get the Throne of Glass tandem read. That would be so much fun to do because now I'm like just such in the mood for it. But the jar picks, not me. Okay, a short book. Well, that's kind of relieving that I'll get to pick a shorter read. I'm not too mad about that. Okay, I'm torn. I'm very torn between Self-Made Man and The Great Gatsby because they're both like super short. Great Gatsby is smaller, but this is also like nonfiction, so I feel like it would read faster. Plus, I'd also like to annotate and like dissect this a little bit just for fun, like not for school. I feel like most people who read this was when they were in school, but I just kind of want to read it for fun. I think I'm gonna go with Great Gatsby. I don't know why, I'm just so excited to read this. Plus, I really want to watch the movie. I've wanted to watch it ever since I realized that Tobey Maguire is in it, and I love Tobey Maguire because Spider-Man, obviously. So I think I'm gonna choose Great Gatsby for reading a short book. Alright, 2 down, 4 more to go. Okay, I'm kind of scared. I feel like I'm getting like the easy prompts. Okay. A book you plan to annotate. I plan to annotate The Great Gatsby, but let's choose another one, shall we? Honestly, I don't know. Like, I feel like I would end up annotating maybe not all of these, but most of these. Actually, I think an opportunity has presented itself. It may or may not be Crooked Kingdom time. It's been like over a year since I read Six of Crows, and I always said, oh, I'm gonna read Crooked Kingdom soon, I'm gonna pick that up soon, but I have been so intimidated by it. I'm like genuinely scared, but I also just don't want it to end. But I annotated the crap out of Six of Crows, and I definitely want to annotate Crooked Kingdom. I think I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm so excited. Crooked Kingdom finally is going to happen. I can't believe I'm saying that. Got halfway done. I kind of don't want this to end. Like, I just want to keep picking books forever, but I know I like can't read them all in 1 month, so that's alright. Okay. All the prompts kind of get stuck together in here, so I'm trying to mix them around and get some different ones. Uh-oh. Fell out. No. I can't believe it. I think I jinxed myself. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. It says tandem read. I actually didn't think it would happen this month, but it's happening. Finally, I'm being forced to do it. I literally cannot wait, but I'm also scared out of my mind. Like, I'm terrified, but I also am so excited. But I think it's perfectly timed because I was thinking about like reading Empire of Storms this morning and how much I loved Queen of Shadows. It was a sign from the book gods that this is now time. So technically we'll end up with 7 on this TBR because I'm gonna be reading these at the same time, but that's okay. That's okay. It'll be worth it. I'm still not over it. Like, that just, it fell out of the jar and everything. Like, it wanted to be chosen. It was just time. It was time. It's been too long. Oh, I keep getting hard prompts. I'm gonna end up with like the hardest books ever, like all my intimidating books, because the prompt is a book that intimidates me. I'm intimidated by the tandem read. I'm intimidated by Crooked Kingdom. I'm not gonna choose a big book. I'm not gonna choose a book that's over like 400 pages because reading those two at the same time and then reading Crooked Kingdom is already gonna take a lot out of me, and hopefully I can get to these, like to all of them, so I'm gonna try and make it slightly easier on myself. Okay, I have a couple options, so let me go through them. In one of my previous videos where I was talking about like my priority TBR, a lot of them were books that intimidated me, such as the tandem read or Crooked Kingdom. In order to avoid making this list way longer than it needs to be, I'm gonna go with some like shorter books that I'm not necessarily like scared to read, but I've just heard a lot about them that I'm kind of intimidated with how much hype surrounds them, if that makes sense. So we first have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this is one of like the OG books that like got book talk on its feet. And I'm not on TikTok, but I have heard so much about this, and I read Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid and I really enjoyed it. I just heard a lot of things about this, so I think I will really enjoy it. I'm just kind of like unsure. I also have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, and everyone I feel like loves this book, and I feel like I will too, but I've realized that I'm a person who needs like really detailed fantasy worlds for it to be considered a fantasy. And so I know this mainly focuses on romance, but has like fantasy elements. So I'm just kind of intimidated with like, again, the hype, and also whether it will live up to my expectations of what I think it will be and what I hope it will be. So we have Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I'm not necessarily intimidated by this book specifically, but the author, because everyone adores Emily Henry and I've never read anything by her. But I got this book because the main character's name is Nora, like me, and I think I'd really like this and her other books, but she's again just so hyped, so I'm scared. But I did start this and then put it down like a year ago because I think I started reading this during the fall and it takes place during summer and I could not really get into it at the time. Between these three, I don't know, what do we have on our TBR? Okay, we've got so far like 4 fantasy books and 1 like classic, but that's more of like a regular fiction. And I'm not the biggest reader of romance, like I really don't read that much unless it's already in like a fantasy book or something. So I think I'm gonna choose Book Lovers actually, because I wanted to read this in June for when I go on vacation, but I am kind of just like holding it off for that reason, and I'm like, why? Like, it's my vacation, I probably won't even get to read that much. So now might be the perfect time when it's gonna be warm out and like basically summer. So I'm gonna choose Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I'm actually quite excited for this one. 5 books, well technically there's 6, but 5 books out of 7. So let's pick the next one. I want to have like a fun challenge. Like, I really liked the number generator one. That was so fun to do. Alright, the next book in a series. I have plenty of options for that. I'm actually only going to give myself 2 options for this because I realize I'm technically not in the middle of that many series. Like, either it's duologies or I have the first book in the series and I haven't read the first book yet. So I'm actually doing a lot better than I thought I was. Like, I thought I was in the middle of so many series, but I finished ACOTAR, I'm caught up on the Fourth Wing series, I haven't started Crescent City, I've already got the next Throne of Glass books on my TBR, and like all the other series I haven't even started the first book. So I kind of just only have 2 options really, which I'm surprised about. But that's Escaping from Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco and Prodigy by Marie Lu. This is a dystopian book. The first book is Legend, and I read it, I think, two years ago. I read it like around Christmas time, and I really enjoyed it. I read it super quickly. I just haven't really felt the urge to pick up the second book. And then Escaping from Houdini, I feel like everyone is at least a little familiar with this series, but it's mystery, historical mystery, and the romance in here is so good. And I ate the first 2 books up during like COVID times when like I wasn't in school, we were just doing school at home, and I read the first 2 books so quickly, and I've really been in the mood to read a mystery. So sorry Prodigy, I'm choosing Escaping from Houdini. I can't wait to get to this. I'm so excited. Got quite the stack. That's very intimidating. I never read that many books during a month, and I also never like set this big of a TBR, but I'm really trying to get better about just reading a lot more and just consuming a lot more books during the months. We have finally come to our last prompt, so let's give it a really good shake this time. I don't know why I haven't started covering my hand before. Hopefully it's a good prompt. They all get stuck in here. Y'all may be disappointed, but it is a free choice. I don't know really why I included a free choice prompt in here. I guess it was kind of like for situations like this where I have so many intimidating books on this list and I just want to like give myself something easy and free, but I already know what I'm going to choose. I've really been in the mood for this, so let me go get it. Okay, recently I've really been in the mood to read The Stolen Heir by Holly Black because the Folk of the Air trilogy is one of my favorite like fantasy series. It is such a nostalgic series for me because I really like kicked off and kind of reignited my love for reading and especially fantasy in general. So when this came out I was so excited and I went to the bookstore to get it like on my birthday, and then I haven't touched it since last year. And then the sequel just came out and I really want to know what happens now that it's completed. So I just really want to pick this up. I've really had the urge to recently. So onto the TBR it goes. Like seriously, that's like bigger than my face. How am I supposed to read all these books? So these are, I guess, the 7 books that have ended up on my TBR, even though I said I would only pick 6. But we chose the tandem read, so let's go through all these again. So, on the official May TBR, which hopefully I can do a 24-hour readathon this month, which will be my first ever one. I haven't decided if I want to like try and stay up all night or do like the timer method or something, but either way I plan to do one and I'm really excited for it, so hopefully I can read some of these books during that. That would be amazing. But we have The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, Lore by Alexandra Bracken, Good Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, Empire Storms, and Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas, which I'll be reading together in the tandem read. Book Lovers by Emily Henry, Escaping from Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco, and The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. So yeah, overall I'm super excited to read all of these. I cannot wait to like film vlogs for you all so you can see my thoughts and hopefully I can like stick to this. I'm really trying not to mood read because I'm trying to get through my physical TBR as fast as possible. So if I can make a dent in it this month through these books, that would be amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.